Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. If you want to gauge the level of freedom of a society, look at the freedom to access information the members of the society have. And that is how much information we in a society are allowed to access. The more limitations in or censorship, obviously the less free the society is. Because if you can't get information, you can't communicate, you can't transfer information, knowledge, if you can't speak, that means it's going to be a fake. Everything is going to be fake. If you can't tell the truth to your boss that, hey, your policy, boss, sucks, and this is why, and I think this is how you improve it, and if that person, your boss, the owner, whomever that might be, says, well, you know what, thank you very much, I didn't notice that, let's discuss that, let's see how we can make it better, because we're in business here. We're not, I'm God, you are over there a peasant. Unfortunately, tyrants have this mentality. Don't challenge my policies because you couldn't possibly understand them. It happened to me in government job, okay, when I asked a few questions about the policies and I want to discuss it, and I've been told that you can't possibly understand. It's like it's so far from you. Your understanding is you need to, I don't know, reborn about 5 cycles of reincarnation, samsara. You need to do it like 5 more times in order to grasp the notions that those guys designed for us here, lowly us, with that attitude. Who do you think is over there? Anyway, so that's one of the aspects. In this case, if you are a journalist, you should be able to interview whomever you want without being afraid of, I don't know, being put on a death list. Well, that's exactly where Tucker Carlson is right now. According to this information that I got from Sputnik, Sputnik. Listen, this is the information. You go and verify, all right? And if you verify and it's not true, then don't trust those guys or be more skeptical. All right? I'm not saying that's the way it is. So they say that Tucker Carlson threatened with death. Sanctions for Putin interview. So let's see. I think it's very interesting. I am 100% certain that this is possible. It's possible. Now, how probable? I would say 99%. On the other hand, maybe it didn't happen, but it's very possible that it happened. That's why I'm having this video. So Sputnik, Tucker Carlson threatened with death. Sanctions for Putin interview. Nietzsche's reacts. I thought it was like Nietzsche. Every time I read that name, it's Nietzsche for me. The US journalist has faced threats to his life. You see, I started the video, the sun comes out. It's unbelievable. It's the third video, and the same thing. I started with the sun gone. Once I start a video, boom, starts up. Put the shades down, the sun goes to fuck himself. So, the US journalist has faced threats to his life for undermining Western regime narratives with his interview with Russian President Vladimir Putin. News spread Wednesday that US journalist Tucker has been added to a Ukrainian kill list as a reporter prepares to release an interview with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. Kill list. I would like to know more about that one, right? The disturbing development was noted by users on social media who shared screenshots of the entry for Carlson on Mirotvoret's webpage. Actually, the prominent journalist was added to the notorious quote-unquote kill list back in 2023. All right, let's close that. And here it is. And by the time we end this video, you see this sun, that's going to be gone. Why? Because I put the shades down. You'll see. So anyway, right, kill list back in 2023. The controversial site compiles the personal information of journalists and other prominent figures who are deemed to be, quote-unquote, enemies of Ukraine. And these are the people, I mean, let's read further in that. So Matt Wallace, developing, they are starting to punish Tucker Carlson for interviewing Vladimir Putin. The European Union is considering imposing a travel ban against Tucker, and they said no, we don't, but they said yes. It's in information comes, no, we don't, yes, we are. Ukraine put him on a literal kill list. Why is two eyes over there? Oh, no, I don't want to see that. Many of the US are calling for his arrest. The interviews even pop. This is just that's not the way it is, obviously. A travel ban for Carlson was also suggested by a single lawmaker in the EU, and not only that. Users pointed out that Carlson's entry has existed on the site for some time, but news of Carlson's interview brought renewed attention to the fact that figures associated with Kiev regime have apparently been monitoring the journalist for over a year. Of course, you need to do that. You're at war with someone else, so everybody who's not parroting your propaganda is put on a certain kind of watch list. Why? Especially if that person is influential. Now, what actions do you take? I would just point out that the Ukrainians assassinated 2 people who they consider to be propagandists. I'm guaranteeing you that Tucker Carlson is also considered by the Ukrainians a propagandist for Russia. Therefore, you draw your conclusions. If Tatarsky, I think is his name, the guy, the blogger, military blogger, propagandist, was blown up in St. Petersburg, and Daria Dugina, again, another propagandist, for that particular reason. That's it. She or he were deemed propagandists. Don't you think Tucker fits the... Yeah, and then get, if you want, Gonzalo Lira. Where is he at? Don't even know. Oh, they even... Oh my God. What the hell? I didn't read the article. Right here. Journalists Tatarsky and Dugina. It's like the 3rd time it happened when I talk about something right there and then these guys show up. I mean, not this one, but like coincides with what I'm about, what I said to what they are about to be putting in their little article here. Western corporate media often dismisses the significance of the Mirotvorets page, but the site is operating by figures with close connections to Ukrainian lawmakers. Journalists Vladlen Tatarsky and Daria Dugina were killed by Ukrainian terrorists after appearing on the Peacemaker section of the website. Oh, the same thing. More recently, author Gonzalo... I tell you, I didn't read this article. I didn't read it. I read the title because I knew what I'm about to say. I knew exactly what these guys are. I mean, anyway. I usually 99.9%, 99.9% of the time, I don't read the articles. I read the title, maybe I just go to the first paragraph, and then that's it. I know exactly what these guys are going to say, and I know exactly what I'm going to say about it. And when I'm starting the video, it goes by reading what they say, pop, my mind gets to whatever. So right now I'm 100% surprised that they put Tatarsky and Dugina and Gonzalo Lira on the same thing right here when I just mentioned it a minute ago. I mean, yeah, because I'm so propagandized that I really can't help it. Right? Right. CIA, what do you think? More recently, author Gonzalo Lira died in a Ukrainian prison when he was being held after engaging in prominent public criticism of the Kiev regime. Although Zelensky regime enjoys American military and financial aid, that doesn't stop Ukraine from listing US citizens on the quote-unquote kill list. Meanwhile, the White House has remained mum about US citizens' presence on the assassination list. And here we have how quickly the left, Europe, and conveniently Ukrainians have forgot that they murdered the journalist Gonzalo Lira on January 11th, 2024. Here's Gonzalo Lira. Well, yeah, they didn't care. It's the war is too important for interests bigger than 1, 2, 3, 4, 1,000 journalists. It also emerged Wednesday that Carlson may be subject to Western sanctions for conducting the interview with President Putin. Yeah, I think so. There's more American outrage over American journalist Tucker Carlson practicing journalism than there is over a foreign country, Ukraine, putting him on a kill list. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The US media, based on interviews with current and former members of the European Parliament, confirmed that Carlson could be legally punished for his act of journalism. And this is Guy Verhofstadt, the idiot communist. Now a member of the European Parliament, described Carlson as a mouthpiece for Putin and former US President Donald Trump. Now, this guy, I know him since he was smacked all the time by Nigel Farage, when Nigel Farage was still in the European Parliament, and he wasn't just a tard, but that's the level. What do you expect? And I'm quoting, as Putin is a war criminal and the EU sanctions also all who assist him in that effort, it seems logical that the External Action Service examine his case as well, Verhofstadt said. American citizen Gonzalo Lira, well, they can say whatever they want. My point is, if you put a journalist on a kill list because he's interviewing someone who you don't like, and doing his job, basically that's the job of a journalist, going and find out things or reporting and interviewing people. It is because you are not allowed, for the idiotic reason, give him a platform. Yeah, you don't give a platform. I want to hear what that guy says. And if that guy lies or not, that's up to me as a free human being to determine. Not for you to tell me what I should or I should not or could listen to. That's my whole point. But we are living in a yellow submarine. Yeah, we live in a free world. Now this, I don't know if this kill list, they say, well, it was the other guys were placed over there and they were eliminated. I don't know. It's we will always have this kind of members in our society. So it's not like these guys are trying to, we're gonna get you guys law-abiding citizens, we're gonna get your guns, therefore there's gonna be no crime. That's so idiotic. That's childish. It's infantile to think that, we're gonna eliminate, we're gonna live in a idiotic song, Lennon song, Imagine. That's the idiotic song. Imagine all the people living in a blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, that's an infantile worldview. Impossible to achieve unless we are not humans. If we are robots, yeah. If we are humans, no. They think we can be regimented to all of us think the same, act the same, and have the same opinion on everything they want. No, we can fake it for a while, like we all do. But what you think shows when these guys are surprised with the elections. Oh my God, Hillary Clinton is going to have a landslide victory over Trump, and she's not. Everybody's like, how in? Everybody says, how in? Everybody, these weasels. How in the hell all the polls got it wrong? Because people were lying. Why? Because when you call them names, and you may affect their livelihood and the status in the society because they have an opinion about whomever. Oh, I vote for this. Oh, you're an idiot. Oh, you're a racist. Oh, you're this. They're gonna lie. Who do you going to vote for? I want to vote for Trump? No. Trump is an idiot. For Hillary. And you go in the voting booth and do whatever you want. Now, this is a society. It happens more or less. That is when you're afraid to tell the truth. Why? Repercussions. That means you self-censor, auto-censor, you self-censor yourself. Now, what kind of society that is? A fake society. When you're afraid to say, you were hired here just because you belong to that group, or you were hired here just because your uncle knows that guy. When you're afraid to tell the truth because you get fired for that, then what do you think is going to happen? Why? Because probably that guy who got that job, that promotion, is inefficient. His inefficiency will cost money, us and the company. But someone didn't care. So imagine how many people who should not be on the jobs that they are in the government. I know many of them. I worked, I know. They should not be over there. Their lack of intelligence, professionalism, abilities, they will cost the society, not only in terms of financial cost, not only that, in stress, in mistakes that they make, a lot, billions of dollars, I would say. Countries, people die. These guys making those decisions for us, doing what they did do in many places on this planet, affect not only our livelihood, our safety. Because once you bombard the Yemen, and you bombard people in Syria, you bombard people in Iraq, maybe in Iran, those guys will come here. There will be people who are going to cause crazy stuff here. And it's not going to be Biden or these guys who ordered the attacks, who defend us. It's going to be us. I'm not at war with them. As remember Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay said, I'm not at war with Viet Cong. He said, I have no quarrel with Viet Cong. Remember when he was stripped of his heavyweight belt because he didn't want to serve in the U.S. military when he was drafted? I have nothing with them. Why should I go and fight? because they said so, and you're just a property of those guys. So, all right, here it is. I said this a long time ago. Tucker Carlson has already his warrant was issued. Now, how are they going to try? Little by little, full force, but not criminal yet. They will get to this point. They will try to obviously make him, silence him. That is, somehow put pressure on Musk and deplatform him somehow. And then he has to start his own thing somewhere. But then again, remember what happened with Parler? Was it Parler? They just, one day you didn't hear anything from Parler. What? These guys did not allow them to use their communications and all that. They were out. The same they can do with Tucker if Tucker gets some ideas. The same thing they can do with X if they want. If they want, they can, how do you call it? You're not going to hear from it. That's it. You're gone. Done by other people, other forces. They're not going to get to that one. And then they can also deem you, I don't know, illegally doing this, or maybe you're this, and they say you're a threat. Let's freeze your accounts. When they freeze your accounts, what are they going to do? Unless you have some cash, you're going to be starving. That is what? Economic terrorism. Who are the terrorists? We are supposed to believe that when they're closer to home, actually. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.